Brittany Gosney killed her son and he helped dispose of the body. Hamilton admitted to helping Gosney get rid of Hutchinson's body later.
She wanted something to help hold him down in the water. There was a brick tied to his chest.
There's a brick tied to him?
Yes.
This video contains the interview of a man suspected of helping to dispose of the body of his girlfriend's son. The relationship between Brittany Gosney and her boyfriend James Hamilton had always been toxic and unhealthy. Often it exploded in physical altercations. It was clearly no place for children. Adding fuel to the fire was the fact that Hamilton did not like her children being around and was regularly telling her that she needed to do something with the kids. When Gosney became afraid that Hamilton would leave her over them, Gosney decided to abandon them. She went to a location that the couple had previously used to drop the children off as a scare tactic to ensure good behavior. The three were sent into the toilets, and Gosney was going to drive off. Her 6-year-old son, James Hutchinson, was terrified of being left and ran after the van, trying to hold on. It is suspected that he was dragged to his death. When Gosney realized what she had done, she gathered up the body as well as her other 2 children and returned home. Later the next day, they took Hutchinson's body to dispose of in the river.
There we go. Hopefully it ain't too hot on the napkin too. You get any rest last night? As well as to be expected, I reckon.
Yeah.
Alright.
I still can't believe I'm fucking with her trying to limit this bullshit.
Right.
I really can't.
Well,
Man, I feel so terrible about it.
Sure.
I really do.
Right. So did you get with one of the COs asking to speak with us? I thought somebody said you asked to talk to us again. Okay.
One guy, he was there and he told me that he was going to be pulling me out.
Okay, very good. Since you're here, I got a different day. I got to read these to you again. Same thing as before. I'm going to go ahead and read through it all though for you. It says, warning, I'm a police officer and warn you that you have the right to remain silent, that anything you say can and will be used in a court of law against you, that you have the right to consult with the lawyer before and during any questioning, and to have a lawyer present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you free before any questioning will begin, and you may stop talking to me or any other officer at any time during questioning. Do you understand all these rights? Yes. Go ahead and make it 3-1. Can't believe it's March already. 3-1 of 21, and make it 07:52.
Oops, I wrote that wrong at the spot.
That's all right.
07:52
a.m. And then if you sign that top line and read that paragraph to me, that'd be great.
James Hamilton has been advised of all my rights as contained on this card, and I understand all of them, and I wish to talk to you without having a lawyer present.
So kind of where we are right now is we talked for a while yesterday, and I'm sure you were kind of jacked up and excited, which is totally understandable. I think you were mostly honest with us yesterday.
I was 100% honest with you.
So, where we're at right now is Brittany has given a lot of information that makes sense. We've been able to corroborate some of it. There were a few things in particular that I wanted to ask you about. Right now we're at the point where we're kind of missing some pieces. You've already kind of explained a lot of your involvement, so the missing pieces are quasi-irrelevant. They're not super important, but I need these pieces just to tie everything together. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So,
I just got one, your partner told me he let me get some phone numbers and that.
yes, and I just thought of that. Remind me of that.
When am I gonna be entitled to use the phone and have a bond?
I don't know right now. I can't give you an exact time. There's a couple, you're gonna go up to court at some point today. I know just kind of due to the circumstances for cases like this that are kind of like, I guess, not that any other cases are.
And can I ask, exactly what all have she said?
Well, and this is kind of where this comes into play. As a general rule, what we do is I'd kind of like to kind of start over again.
Hamilton claims he was completely honest in his earlier interview. Not only is this unlikely, but the more desperate he is, the more willing he may be to share information that can make the case against his girlfriend stronger.
And a lot of the stuff you've told me, maybe some stuff you left out or were unsure of, or maybe at the time it didn't seem important. But now is kind of where I'd like to start from. Maybe we'll go back even a day earlier, and I'm just going to let you kind of talk me through the next 48 to whatever hours.
Go back the last 9 months, which, what it has been is a big argument over that boy between me and her.
Over which boy?
James.
James.
He was always causing problems for us. What do you really want to know?
Yeah. Does he, like you say, problems? What kind of problems was he causing?
Raising his hand towards his mom,
right.
Raising her, not pointing to the schoolwork.
Sure.
Just a problem child.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
He took after his dad. His dad didn't.
Who was his dad?
Louis Edward Hutcherson.
Louis Edward.
As far as I know.
L-E-W? Or
L-E-W-I-S.
Louis, what was his middle name?
Edward. I don't know how to spell that.
I got you. Edward
Hutcherson. Did she even tell you his name?
I think she may have told the Hoover. It was really kind of irrelevant, but I got it anyway. So let's go.
I knew he was living up in Piqua, Ohio.
Oh, okay. So let's start. I think the last time we talked, we started Friday at like noon. Let's go back to Thursday at noon. Okay, let me ask you this. So what days of the week do the kids go to school?
Mondays and Tuesdays.
Monday and Tuesdays. And what hours do they go to school?
They get picked up by the bus at like 7:15, 7:30, somewhere right along in there. It might be 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Because there's mornings I'm not going to work.
Right.
And they don't get home till around 4:15 off the bus somewhere.
And that's on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yes.
So he did all of them go to school on Monday? Or I'm sorry, on Tuesday?
Yes.
And they all went to school on Monday?
Yes.
Okay, so they all go...
It's the homeschooling part where he gives her the problem.
Okay, because they do a homeschooling when?
Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday's supposed to be a video conference.
Yeah, right. So for a homeschooling, do they use a tablet, or what do they use?
The school sent a computer home with each one of them.
Oh, okay. Where do they keep those at? In the house?
Sitting right downstairs in the living room.
Okay.
She wouldn't allow them to take them up to the room. They done broke 2 of them, and James broke 1.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry. Broke 2 and broke 1.
Okay. So they all three get off the bus on Tuesday afternoon, about 4 or 5-ish, right around there. anything out of the sorts with anybody, either of the kids, happen Tuesday night? So we're into Wednesdays. Did any of them get in trouble? Any of them fight with each other? Any of them fall down the stairs?
Pretty much in trouble, sir.
Right.
They always was lying to us. Everyone.
About what?
Everything. I mean, we asked them one little simple question, and no, I didn't do that, and we know they did. And they just, I mean, everything.
Okay. Kind of all three of them, a continual behavioral problem.
Yes.
I gotcha.
Like most adults that harm children, Hamilton places the blame on the victim. In reality, the boy's behavior was probably completely normal for his age.
Are any of them on any type of medication, or
They all, okay, 2 years ago, they lived down in Kentucky. Louis Hutcherson, Brittany Gosney, and the 3 kids. All lived down in Kentucky.
What part?
I want to say Lewisburg.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay.
From what I recall. Might have been Lexington.
Lexington, okay. So they all lived in Lexington.
He calls her sister, Priscilla Farley, my soon-to-be ex-wife, needing a place to stay. After investigated 2 foreign kids, and they're scared 2 foreign kids are going to come take their kids and all of this.
And it's just 3 kids?
Yes.
He doesn't have any kids by anybody else?
No.
Okay.
Well, me and him, he lived with me before up here at 505 Crawford, first floor is where we lived at the first time.
Right.
Well, him and my buddy's wife takes off and leaves. He goes down to Lexington, a bunch of stuff was supposed to happen. He called her, but 2 years ago, they called my wife wanting to come up and live with us.
And that was Priscilla?
Yes.
Okay.
We let him come and live with us. Me and my wife was arguing and fighting and all of that a lot constantly, like I told you before. I was on the process of leaving her and that.
Sure.
I told her, I said, because she asked me about it, she knew I didn't really want nothing to do with her brother because how he's done us in the past.
Sure.
I told her, I said, I don't care, it's up to you, I'm on my way out the door. I mean, she knew I was getting ready to be leaving.
Right.
Well, she decided to go ahead and go down and get me. I was the only one that drove. I took off, I went down there, I picked all 3 of the kids up, Brittany and him, me and my wife, all in my pickup truck. Not enough room or nothing for all of them.
Right.
Me taking chance child endangerment and all of that. Got them back up here. We lived all together at 1229 Woodside. Apartment 1, first floor. We lived there probably 6 months, 7 months. There was one night I got up late at night. I was in the kitchen, standing in the window looking out. My sciatic nerve was bothering me, so I was walking through the house trying to get it to quit. All of a sudden, I go into the living room. The wife came out, went to the bathroom. She went into the daughter's room, checked on the daughter, went back over into her room. I came out, I sat on the couch. Well, when she was in the bathroom, when I came and sat on the couch. She came out of the bathroom, went in the daughter's room, on her way back through, she noticed me sat on the couch. She accused me of being in there fucking Brittany with Eddie right there, Lewis, right there with her. No, never happened. Well, that caused a big argument. We took them and dropped them back off down there in Kentucky, the same place I brought them from.
Right.
Me and the wife got talking about it and that. I told her, I said, it's not fair to these kids. I said, we cannot let these kids get took from them for our stupidity. So we decided to go back down and get them. We came back up. I was in the process of trying to get Brittany her license, on the wife about getting her license. Well, took took them over, when I say them, I mean Lewis and Brittany, over to, I can't even think of the name of the park now. It wasn't Smith Park.
Mm-hmm.
You cross over the railroad tracks, go up the hill, you make a left-hand turn, and it's right down in there, you make another left-hand turn.
Sunset?
No, it's not Sunset. It's up off 122.
No.
But you,
Seabolt.
there we go, Seabolt. I took them to Seabolt Park, let Eddie Lewis drive my truck.
Mm-hmm.
He drove around in there for a while, doing pretty good and that. I want to try. Okay, let Brittany drive my truck.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing pretty good and all of that. I had my car at the time. Well, took them over there and that the next time, let them drive it around and that.
Hamilton presents himself as a nice guy trying to do the right thing. This is to try to minimize the severity of his involvement. The detective allows Hamilton to present himself this way for the time being, but later questions will probably destroy this narrative.
All of a sudden, the next thing I know, she just started taking it upon herself, thinking she could drive my car when she wanted to without license.
And this is Brittany?
Yes.
Right.
And, man, that was so tight. But, all of a sudden, I get a phone call one day. I'm at work. Lewis, I call him Eddie. That's
sure.
For years, that's all we call him.
Right.
But Lewis and her got into a real big argument. Lewis took James with him, wouldn't give him to her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I told her, I said, you're the mother, state of Ohio is mother, state, you got all the rights. Call the police on them.
Right.
Well, she never did. She called his cell phone, told him what was going on. If you don't give me him, I'm going to call the police on you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, finally she got him. It was the day after work. I got off around 4:30, 4:45, somewhere right along in there. I met up with her. I took my truck and parked it at my buddy's house. We drove around in the car for a while. I asked her what she wanted to do. She was cooling off, going back to the house, or what. She said no, she did not want to go back there.
Right.
Well, me kind of hard like I am. Didn't want to see them kids or nothing on the street.
Right.
I went and rented a motel.
And that's whenever you guys really started being together?
We was in the motel room for about 3 days, 4 days. Everything's fine. Kids, no problem, no nothing. She started having feelings for me. I mean, according to my wife and her ex-old man, they all was saying that she was telling them that I was too old for her. I mean, ever since my wife told me that, I fucked her that time.
Sure.
I said, all you're causing is making me want to now. And she just kept it up. Oh, you fucked her. You fucked her. Well, I finally came out in the whole house. I told her old man, told her to her face, and even my wife. I said, well, now I want to fuck her. And me and her stayed in the motel about 3 nights before me and her did anything. Nobody believes me on that. I mean, I'll take a lie.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
And that's how it really led to me.
That's how you and Brittany got together?
Yes.
Okay. So, but at what point did the kids start really being an issue? Because you guys have been together, what, how long? Altogether about?
That was either March or May of last year. I can't really remember.
Right. So you've been together for almost a year.
Almost a year.
Okay. So, at what point did the kids really start being an issue?
Well, I mean, one minute they'd be an issue, we punish them, put them in a corner. I mean, we try mass things with these kids, make them hang goods in their hands, tippy toes, fingertips on the walls. Nothing was working with them, nothing at all. Me and her started getting into real hot and heavy over it. I told her, I said, I can't be putting up with this. I said, I just left this same relationship because of the same issues.
Sure.
I mean, my stepdaughter towards the end, she started acting up real bad towards me, telling me, "Oh, I hate you, I don't want you
How
here."
old was she?
16.
And that was,
I'm sorry, 7.
and that was Priscilla's daughter?
Yes, the one I raised.
The one you raised.
6 months old.
So, how long into your relationship with Brittany did the kids really start becoming, let's say, borderline unbearable?
About 2 months ago.
About 2 months ago.
Yes.
And
then I kept arguing with her.
That's when everything really started jumping
I kept
off.
telling her, I said, either you need to find somewhere to go with you and your disrespectful kids.
Right.
Or I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess she got tired that night when me and her got into it. She went up there, took them, kept telling me she's going to take them and drop them off. I said, I don't care what you do with them.
Sure.
I said, I ain't
You'd
got
have
no
it.
part in it.
Right.
I said, you go ahead and take my bed, do whatever you want with them.
Sure.
Here's another instance of Hamilton trying to deny culpability by claiming he told Gosney he didn't care what she did with the kids. However, this is after he has said that he will leave her if they continue to be a problem. He pressed a desperate woman and played on her emotions. And while he might not have known for sure things would go that far, he had to know it had the potential.
Sure.
I mean, I wasn't refusing her a vehicle to where she could take them to her sisters or moms, I mean, something.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing I know, I get that text from her.
And what the text said?
On my way back, he's dead. I mean, she told me she was taking them up to Rush Run and dropping them off. Me and her done it twice before as a scare tactic.
Had taken them up to Rush Run?
We dropped them off right there by the bathroom. I drive out by the exit there, turn around right back in.
Right.
Well, I mean, they learned something, they'd be all right for 2-3 days and then hack it right back up.
How long would you guys normally leave them there?
Just long enough to drive right out to the road, turn around right back
So
in.
maybe 10 minutes, maybe.
Not even that, I mean, 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay. So, when she left with them, it was your understanding that she was not bringing them back. She was going to drop them off somewhere.
I didn't know exactly where she was dropping them off. I mean, she said that she was taking them to Rush Run.
But she told you that when she left?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought she was just going to, like I said, we did to a couple other times, turn around and pick them up. Well, she called me. I'm at the wrong place. I can't find the place. So then I said, just turn your ass around, come the fuck back home.
And this is text?
No, this is phone call.
Phone calls, okay.
Because she called me saying she was at that building at the wrong place.
Okay.
Whereas I mean, the only place I've ever been in Rush Run is right there at the lake.
There's a couple of different areas over there.
Well, there's also another place across the way where I've been, but I ain't never seen no buildings.
Sure.
So I had no idea where she was.
So, but you then gave her directions, I guess.
I told her at Rush Run boat dock. That's the only thing I said.
Sure.
Then, I mean, that's after her insisting, oh, I'm dropping them off somewhere. Fuck these women, I'm dropping them off somewhere. Well, she kept that up with me. I told her twice. I said, turn your ass around and just bring them the fuck on home. Well, next thing I know, I get that text. On my way home, he's dead. Call her. What the fuck you mean he's dead?
Right.
I said, turn your ass around and go get him. And I was thinking about calling the police on her. I told her that then. She started crying, begging me not to.
Right.
I mean, I love her. I care about her. So I did. I mean, I fucked up.
Yeah, I get it.
I fucked up.
So you told her to go back and get him?
Yes.
And she did?
Yes.
And again,
And I also told her, I said, you should have called the police when it happened. I said, at least then it would have been an accident instead of a murder.
Right.
This is inaccurate. Simply calling the police doesn't reduce the severity of a crime. In some cases, it might make it easier to believe it was an accident, but this one hardly falls into that category.
So what's your gut? Do you think it was an accident? How did she explain?
She told me 2 or 3 different stories about it. I mean, like I told you yesterday, one minute she told me he had to hold up at the handle of the van, one minute he didn't.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, he had to hold up the handle of the van.
Mm-hmm.
Did you run him over? No, I swear to God I didn't run him over. I asked the other 2 kids because they were supposed to have seen it all. They said no, she did not run him over.
Right.
I mean, when I seen him, I did not see no indications of him being ran over, nothing.
When you saw him, did he have any visible injuries?
Just a big one right here on his head.
Like
it.
Was it bleeding?
Not bad, I mean.
Was he bleeding anywhere else from his?
No.
So, she brings him back home. How did James get moved from the car to the house?
She did.
Okay. So when she brought him in, where did she put him?
Laid him in the living room floor right there as soon as she walked in. She took off her coat, hung it up, sat down beside him.
Which coat was she wearing?
That pink one.
Has it got writing on it or markings or anything?
No, it's pink with a bunch of fur in it and that.
Okay. So, where were the other kids?
Right there with her.
So, did they walk in with her while she's carrying him?
She came in first. They were still busy getting out of the van, closing the van door back.
What were they doing? Were they crying? Were they freaking out?
No.
Were they?
No.
They say a word?
Just act normal. I mean, like nothing happened.
So, did they go upstairs or stay down there with you guys?
Stay right down there with us. I mean, they've been so bad, we ain't even been letting them sleep in their own rooms. They've all been in the corners for 3 months, 4 months. I mean, there might be a break in between here where they got out for a little bit. And I kept telling them, it's your decision.
Sure.
If you lie to me, you're going to be in the corner.
Right. The kid.
Yes. I mean, that's what I kept on. Right. You keep lying, you're in the corner. You keep getting in trouble, not doing what you want, instead of what you've been told, you're in the corner still.
So, he's laying on the living room floor, and did he stay there until he was taken elsewhere?
No, I got tired of him laying there myself. I carried him up, stuck him in the front bedroom upstairs. Okay.
The front bedroom. Was that the little one?
No.
Which bedroom was that?
You go straight up the steps and straight in.
Okay. And what, did you lay him on a mattress or on a blanket, on a rug?
I just laid him on the floor.
Flat on the floor.
I mean, she didn't even have enough common courtesy to close the boy's eyes. I did.
Right. So, at what point what did you guys discuss then?
I was trying to get her to go ahead and call the police there.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want to. She was worried about going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't ever been in jail a day in her life at that.
Mm-hmm.
I have been.
Sure.
Told her, if anything, I can't see you go to jail and be without your babies and that.
Mm-hmm.
I told her, I said, I'll step up to the plate and take the fall for everything.
Right. I gotcha. So, how long was he in that residence until he was moved?
One night.
So, 24 hours?
Yes.
So, kind of starting there, when did you guys decide where you were going to take him?
We never really did decide. All what we decided was a bridge in the river.
Mm-hmm. And tell me again, which bridge exactly was that?
The lengths they went to hide the body make it even less likely that this was an accident, or that Hamilton had nothing to do with it. If he had been completely innocent, he knew the disappearance would be investigated, and he would fall under suspicion just for trying to cover it up.
The bridge that goes from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, into Kentucky.
So you're familiar with that area, I guess?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. So,
what bridge did she take you all to last night? Tell you it was.
one kind of down that way.
Y'all told me she was here, there, and everywhere when y'all was investigating her and that. I mean, you sure it's right one?
No, I'm not. That's totally why I'm here talking to you. One of the reasons is just kind of making sure, because like I told you, she told us.
But as for up at Rush Run, I cannot tell you nothing about up there. Like I kept telling y'all, you got to put us all in the same room, question us all at once. I'll get the truth out. You'll know the truth.
So you tell me that is for sure the bridge that you guys took him to?
I don't know if she took you to, right?
No, the one that you just told me about, the one
I know
by
for sure it
Lawrenceburg.
was.
What road was that?
275, I believe it is.
Okay. So you guys get there, and who was driving?
I was.
You were driving. So you guys are getting there. You guys get there. Kind of take me through a play-by-play of.
Well, we're getting close up to the bridge. Notice there's some cars coming up behind me.
What time of night was this?
Well, it was probably 2 o'clock, 2:30 when we left the house.
On Sunday morning, yesterday morning. Okay. So I'm sorry. So you leave about 2:30.
Yes.
And you pretty much drive straight there?
Yes.
Okay.
About 45-minute, maybe an hour drive.
So you get there, then what happens? You start pulling up to the bridge like you just said.
Well, I got maybe about 100 yards away from the bridge. I noticed there was headlights coming up behind me. I told her, she said, pull over, stop, wait a minute, let them pass you. So that's what I did.
Okay.
Then once they passed and got so far ahead, I put it down in drive, turned my headlights back on, took off about halfway across the bridge, stopped, put it in park. She grabbed his feet, I grabbed his shoulders and threw him.
So what was he wearing?
Red jacket, red and black and gray jacket, tan pants. Had another little black thin jacket on underneath that red one.
Do you have a mask on or anything, or any kind of hat or anything else?
I know when she left with him, he did have a red hat on, and when he came back, I didn't see no red hat.
When they left going to Rush Run?
Yes, he had on black and white shoes.
So did he have his glasses on when she brought him back from Rush Run?
No, he did not.
He did not. So you guys pull up. You guys see a car and you pull over right before the bridge, or 100 yards before the bridge.
About 100 yards.
Right around there. You wait, you go by. As soon as that happens, you guys pull up and you just, there's really not much room there.
She jumps out.
Did you? Okay.
I didn't even open my driver's door. I just climbed around. She opened the side slider door, grabbed his feet, I grabbed his shoulders.
So did you just crawl up through the van, or did you get out on the road and go around?
No, I never got out and went around the van.
Okay.
I crawled back up through it.
Okay, so you got out, you helped her get him out. So there's a little bit of a ledge there. Did he hit that ledge?
Not that I'm aware of, sir. As soon as we let him go, I jumped right back in the van. When we got going she looked at me and said, I heard him hit, and kind of giggled about it even.
Right. So, did you see him, did he float? Did you see him
I
floating?
don't know. I had no idea. He got straight back in the van and we took off.
Tell me about the rope.
Well, she and I both kept threatening to hog tie them for weeks, and I mean weeks. Well, finally she decided that let's go ahead and hog tie and see if that worked. That didn't work neither. They woke us up to 2-something in the morning, Friday morning, and that's when all of that happened.
So all three of them were hog-tied?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
And
she just telling you one?
no, it's, and again, that's kind of where we are. You're worried entirely too much about what she said.
Well,
Well, no, listen.
I want the whole
I want the whole
truth.
truth too. That's why you know the whole truth. You're sitting here fishing me to see what I know, and I've been fished by the best of them, and I'm not going to be a dick about it, but you ain't the best.
I mean,
Okay, I've got I've got a lot of info
She
here.
wanted something to help hold him down in the water. There was a brick tied to his chest.
There's a brick tied to him.
Yes.
What kind of brick?
About this long, about that thick.
Like a cinder block brick, or like what kind of brick?
Something like a center block brick. It's more like a yard walking stone brick. I mean, it's about this long, probably about this wide.
Where did it come from?
About that thick. Found it in the backyard.
In your all's backyard?
No, a backyard around the corner.
Okay. So you go out the back of your yard.
I never went looking for him, sir.
You do what?
We never went looking for him or nothing Sunday morning, like that was said.
Right. Where'd you get the brick? You go out of the back of your yard and you go to the right down the alley or to the left down the alley?
To the right.
So you went to the right. Did you go to the cross alley or did you go on? So you go to the cross alley and you make a left.
Yes.
So
there's some bricks in that laying there, and
Supposedly there was a brick tied to the body, but this may be a lie. Being weighted down would have aided in the recovery, and since the body has not been found, it suggests there was no brick, or that it was not fastened securely.
found that one.
on the right side or the left side?
On the right side, I believe, sir. I can't remember.
Okay, sure. When did you go get that brick? Saturday, and you were trying to find something to hold him down. So the brick you said is tied around his chest.
Yes.
Is it tied tight?
Kind of tight, yes, sir.
So are there holes or notches or anything on the brick?
There was one hole straight through the center of it.
Like long ways?
I mean, there's 3 little holes all together.
Sure.
But the one was all the way through. That was in the center.
Right. So the brick, I'm going to say it looks something like that.
Oh.
So where are there holes? Show me where the holes are.
First one, like, right in here. And there's another one right in here. And another one right in here.
Okay. And is there one through it?
No.
Okay.
It's
So
when it's sideways, like it's laying there, there's none going that way. It's just that way.
So where on James is the brick tied?
His chest.
Like across?
Well, it's
Or is it up and
laying
down?
long ways.
Okay.
Up and down. On
And
the chest.
what did you use to tie that with? Rope. What kind of rope? Like nylon rope? Like
Yes. Right.
what's it made out of? Well, I'm not gonna ask you that because I have no idea what any of my ropes are made out of. What color is it?
Red and black.
Okay. And when did you guys get this rope? When did you buy this rope?
Friday.
So you bought it Friday. Where at?
Walmart.
Okay. And use cash or card?
Cash.
Okay, I'm gonna give you this. She told me you use cash because your landlord had just given you a little bit of money in front of you.
I've been sick
Right,
all week.
so that's exactly what she said. See, this is how this works. I know a shitload of information about this. A lot of it's been confirmed, and I've ruled out some of it, some of it that you told us initially. Now, with that being said, I'm not holding that against you, because you're a little bit freaked out. But here's where we are. Right now is going to be one of your only opportunities to genuinely show me that you're going to cooperate. This is good. This is good because I knew all this. And we got a shitload of motherfuckers down there right now dragging us forever look for this little fella. So I'm going to ask, I'm going to ask you a very, very big question that and regardless of what you think you know about forensics, I don't know everything about forensics, but I've been told by several forensic people that we've got quite a long time that we can still find him due to water conditions and still be able to determine how he died. I'll say it like that. We've still got plenty of time to do that because the water's colder than fuck right now. And that water is kind of deep right there, so it's going to be even colder. So basically, he's going to be pretty much preserved, and we're going to find him if, in fact, that's where you guys put him. That's why it's very important that you're totally honest. Because the story about when, where, and why...
I'll take you right to the exact spot on that bridge.
Okay. You dropped him off on your first trip over that bridge?
No, second.
Third.
I'm sorry, because I went up, I turned around, came back across it.
Mm-hmm.
We got off at Lawrenceburg there, turned around, and came back on.
Okay,
and that's when I pulled over, stopped and waited.
So
on the way down, the first trip, I was in between, it was after Kilby and Lawrenceburg.
Mm-hmm.
On the way down, I told her, I said, I wish I would have let you drive to where I went ahead and tied this brick around.
Sure. Was it already tied?
No.
Okay. So you actually did it there?
No. We stopped after we passed Kilby Road exit.
So Kilby's, if you're coming from...
Hamilton seems eager to cooperate and is willing to show the exact spot where they disposed of the body. At the very least, this might be helpful for recovery purposes.
I guess...
You go down 75, you get on 275,
right,
going towards Indiana.
Right, you go by like Springdale and all that shit.
Instead of taking 74, you go on off to 275 there for Indiana.
Okay.
We went around there. Once you get around that bend, and that's the very first exit, it's going to be Kilby exit.
And is that before Lawrenceburg?
Yes.
Okay.
I got maybe, because there's like 4 miles, maybe 5 miles in between them two exits. Mm-hmm. I got maybe about 2 miles up.
Past Kilby?
Yes.
So you were in between Kilby and Lawrenceburg?
Yes.
Okay.
Pulled over and stopped, turned off all my headlights, shut the van off and on.
And this was actually on 275 between Kilby and Lawrenceburg?
Yes.
You never got off at Kilby?
No.
But between Kilby and Lawrenceburg, they're in the bend.
Well, it wasn't so much of a bend.
Right. It's like the curve there that loops kind of around to the bridge.
Yes.
Because you go on around, there's Lawrenceburg. You keep going, there's a bridge.
Well, I was way before that.
Okay.
I stopped in that.
But you were between Kilby and the bridge, or in
Lawrenceburg.
Gotcha. So that's where you tied them with the rope.
Yes.
So is the rope still in your house somewhere, or did you guys toss it out somewhere?
The only piece that left is in the garbage that she threw away.
Outside the house?
Yes.
Okay. What about the rope in the garage down over on Logan?
There is a piece in there too, sir.
Okay. Is there really any in the garbage, or is it all over there?
She tied a bag up with some in the garbage.
What was in the bag?
There's, as far as I know, it's just that piece of rope, sir.
Okay. Is there anything else in there?
There might be a couple little pieces of rope in there where they was gagged, their mouths and that too.
Okay.
I mean, you see, I'm trying to keep it 100%.
Right. Well, and you see, this is making it a lot easier, and I can already tell your shoulders have dropped a little bit. Dude, I know a lot of this stuff. I wasn't bullshitting you when I came in here. I know a lot of this stuff. And I've still got questions I want to ask you, and you're doing great. You're doing great. Because by you withholding little itty-bitty things, you know, you drove instead of riding the shotgun. That doesn't change any of this. You were still there with her during this. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, don't look ahead. Don't read into what I'm asking you. Because the charges, I mean, it's already happened, whatever you guys did. It's just a matter of figuring out exactly when and where. Hold on. Hey. And just keep it, it's a matter of figuring out exactly who, what, and where did what. All right? So don't think too far into what I'm asking you. All right? So how did this rope wind up in the garage?
Me and her decided Sunday morning before we came down here to take it over there.
Okay. Is that the only thing you took over to the garage? You take that hat, you take his glasses, clothes?
His glasses is in there.
Is in the garage?
Yes, sir. I mean, you take me there, I'll get them on out for you.
Where are they at in the garage?
There's, I don't recall right off, sir. It's underneath with,
Is it near where the hard drives were?
Yes. That's what I was about to tell you. Same place the hard drives are.
Right. How many hard drives are there?
Well, there's one with everything on it, the other one that don't have nothing on it.
Okay, what all's on the one that's got everything on it?
What all you'll see, her leaving with the kids by herself. Taking them out to restaurant. Her coming back in with the kids by herself, carrying him in.
Did you watch all of that?
No, I was laying on the couch, sir.
Whenever she was walking them out. So your DVD does.
She came and beat on the door. When I heard her beating on the door, I jumped up, hurried up, and opened it for her.
Okay. And then you realized what was going on, then you yanked it. So where was that hard drive? In that DVR system?
No, it's not. I took it out.
Okay.
The detective believes that while Hamilton may not be honest about a few of the smaller details, he is telling the truth overall.
And she literally wanted me to help her cover it.
Right. I mean, and I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that a bit. So,
I mean, literally, you take me over there to the garage and say you're destroying it, and I'll go right to the spot, grab them out, and hand straight to you.
Okay. What color are they?
They're in a blue and white box.
Okay. Are they broke or anything?
No.
Is there blood on them?
No.
Okay.
I mean, my main concern, sir, the rent's due today. I don't want to lose my house. I got the rent in my safe. I got like $1,100 altogether in my safe to pay the rent and gas and electric bill that's still due. Trying to get in touch with the landlord.
What else am I going to find in that garage?
As in like
As in anything?
a couple guns.
Okay. Where are they at?
Right over by where the hard drives and all of that is.
What kind of guns?
There's one 22 rifle, a 357 Magnum, and a 38.
Where are those from?
The 22 rifle, I have no idea. I bought it from a friend. I traded him a compound bow.
Okay.
Right here in the middle.
Sure.
The 357 Magnum belongs to an Aaron Boggs, right along with the 38 Special. His son, he died. He gave them to his stepson. When his stepson died, I wound up with them. They like sentimental value.
I got it. And no big deal. Are you prohibited from owning firearms?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's another charge on me now.
That's irrelevant, that's least
I mean, unless you want to just open them for me and just take them, conversate with them.
Right. What else are we gonna find in there?
That'd be it, sir.
Okay.
His glasses,
The hard
rolls,
drives.
hard drive.
So,
There should, I mean, nothing besides my tools.
so yours, so as of, let me just make sure I got this right. Friday night, all three of the kids are acting up.
Well, actually, sir, more and more I think about it, it was Thursday night.
Thursday night, all three of the kids were acting up.
Well, they've been acting up the whole
Right, but they were acting up enough that Friday, you guys you bought rope from Walmart.
Yes, Friday.
What time of day was it?
Probably around 5
a.m. or p.m.?
p.m. I mean, I didn't get my check until like 4:30. I went up to the bank, I cashed it.
Rope, 5 p.m. on Friday. And did you get that from the camping area, from hardware?
I don't remember what area it was in, sir.
I got you. So, but you guys went there, were all the kids with you and stuff?
No, it was just me by myself, sir.
So you went there Friday about 5 to go buy rope?
Yes.
Just,
Well, that wasn't the only thing. I went up there, I got me some more thermal fluid.
right. But you and Brittany had already been discussing hog tying them.
Well, me and her both has been threatening it for months.
Threatening to hog tie them.
Yes.
I got you. So from there, you get the rope on Friday, and are still acting like animals. So at what point did you tie?
It was Thursday, sir.
That
all of this happened, if I really believe correctly, all of this happened Thursday night.
So you bought the rope on Thursday?
Yes.
Okay. So Thursday or Friday, the kids were acting up. You go to Walmart about 5 p.m. and you buy the rope because you guys had been threatening to hog tie them, to make them behave, because all else has failed.
I mean, I went as far as I had her call the state of Ohio and all that. They wanted her to open up a case on herself.
Mm-hmm.
Make her have to go through a bunch of classes and all of this with them. I mean, they're the ones that was acting up, sir. I feel like
Sure, I got you. So Thursday or Friday night about 5, you go to Walmart and buy. So we'll go with Thursday. You go to Walmart and you buy rope.
Well, if I ain't mistaken, sir, it was literally Thursday night.
Okay, Thursday.
I mean,
so Thursday about 5, you go to
it might have been even Wednesday I bought the rope, rather, because we had the rope for a while before. I laid it right there on the floor and behind them and showed them me. I said, look, I'm not playing with you all anymore.
The detective hides his emotions when Hamilton discusses hog tying the children, even though they had, at one point, been left like that in a closet for at least 6 hours. Even while confessing to this, Hamilton makes it sound like the children's fault.
So you bought the rope, you've been threatening to tie them up all the time because they're acting like little assholes. And then when did you...
They wouldn't do nothing.
Right, when did you guys first tie them up with the rope?
Thursday.
Thursday night, about what time?
I want to say probably about 8 o'clock,
8 p.m. in the evening. So you tie them up. So where was at when you tied her up?
She was standing in the corner.
Was she on the ground? Was she laying there? How did you tie her?
She made her lay on the ground, and then she went to Brittany.
Oh, okay.
She went to tie her up, and she said, would you please help me? I don't know how to tie nobody up. I never did. Yeah, sure, I'll help. I did tie the other two up, though.
So were they on their stomachs, actually hog-tied?
Yes.
Laying back like you were hog-tied?
Yes.
Were they crying?
No, none of them cried about it. None of them nothing. I mean.
How long were they tied up? I'm sorry. So this is Thursday at about what time?
About 8:30.
8:30.
8:30, somewhere along in there.
8:30. So they were tied up Thursday, 8 or 8:30. Where were they at in that house?
Upstairs in the closet.
Where?
Upstairs in the closet.
In the closet. That kind of big room closet, or in a small
That was
closet?
in that middle room in that closet.
So you go upstairs, the one on the right.
They was in room. Yes, when you went upstairs, the one right there on the right.
Yes.
That was room. They was right there in that closet.
Okay. How big's that closet? It's not big, is it?
No.
So they were up.
Probably maybe from that door casing out to that door casing.
Yeah.
That square right
Okay.
there.
So they're tied up in there, and how long were they in there?
About 10 o'clock, I told her, I said, you might want to go up there and untie them before they lose circulation in their hands and all of that.
Sure.
Fuck them, I ain't untying them with
Right.
anything. I said, well, I'm dead serious, you might want to, for real. And, I went in, lay down, 12 o'clock, woke up, went to use the bathroom, went up, checked on them, they all seemed fine and that.
They were, so at noon, they were still good, but they were still long time.
Yes.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden, around 2:30 in the morning, I was hearing noises. I wake up.
So were they crying when you checked on them at noon?
No. I woke up, went up there. That's when they was up there making a lot of noises, being loud.
Were they yelling, like, to get untied, or just laughing
and go to the bathroom, laughing and joking.
I gotcha.
I went down, woke her up, told her and all of that. She went up there.
And now we're at 2:30 on Friday morning.
Yes.
Okay.
She went up there, untied them. And, me and her got into an argument and that's when.
What'd you get into it over?
Them kids acting up all the time and that. I mean, I told her 9 years was the oldest one.
Mm-hmm.
She told me every time she disciplined them, somebody would baby them.
Sure.
I said, well, instead of you letting somebody baby them for disciplining them, you should have done something about the person babying them.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't be as bad as they are now.
Right.
And it just kept leading on. I kept telling her that same thing over and over. Well, she went upstairs at 2:30, went upstairs, she untied them, let them out, told them all to lay down, go to bed. They all was up there still being loud and that. She went up there, made them put on their shoes, and that's when she left headed to the restaurant.
These children can hardly have been said to be babied. They seem to have been punished just for being present in the lives of adults who did not want them.
Was James alive then?
Yes, James was alive when he left my house, sir.
Am I going to see that on video?
Yes, you'll see him walk out the door and all with her.
Okay. So she left and went to Raj Shrine, and that's whenever all that kind of jumped off. So at what point did you get all the rope out of the house? Did you guys get all the rope out of the house?
Sunday before we came here.
So she went to Raj Shrine. Whatever happened with James happened. She brings him back home.
Early Friday morning.
So you guys basically sit on him for 24 hours trying to figure out what to do.
Well, Friday morning, me and her was discussing all about what to do and that with him.
Well, that would have been Saturday morning, because they were tied up Friday morning.
No, Thursdays when they was tied up.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I literally,
I
think about it more and more in my head.
And it'll be on the video.
It was Thursday night when all this happened, when she accidentally killed her son.
Okay.
It wasn't on Friday night. He was in my house 2 nights there, sir.
Okay. So
the first night is when she first came back with him, which was Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Me and her were supposed to get up early Friday morning.
So
early Friday.
So well, hold on, let me make sure I got this. So Thursday night is whenever the hog tying happened.
Yes.
So
That's when everything happened.
that's whenever everything really started. Thursday night, about 5 o'clock, they were a hog. No. Thursday night,
8:30.
about 8 or 8:30, they were hog tied.
Yes.
And then, so at about, you said, what time did you go check on them?
About 12 o'clock when I woke up to use the restroom.
So I'm going to say midnight, you checked on them.
They all was fine up there, sleeping and quiet.
And then now we're at Friday.
2:30.
We're Friday morning at about 2:30 is whenever they were really acting up.
Yep.
You guys untied them, and
She untied.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't
I got you. And she went to Rush Run.
Well, it might have been about 3 o'clock before she left with the
I got
down
you.
to Rush Run.
I got you. 2:45. So she gets back home Friday
Morning around 4:30, 4:45, somewhere along
between 4 and 5. I'll leave it at that. And so that's whenever he gets brought in the house and stays there until you guys leave with him on Sunday morning.
Well, it was, because it was after midnight.
Yeah. So Sunday, about what time did you guys leave?
About 2:30.
2:30.
About 2:15, between 2 and 2:30 is when we left.
2 and 2:30. And then you went to the river. And then you guys, but on your way to the river, you dropped off the rope at the garage?
No.
When did you do that? Once you got back?
Sunday morning here.
Okay. So then later Sunday morning.
Well, on the way to the river, we pulled over, stopped, tied them up.
Sure. And, but then.
Tied the brick around.
Right.
And then tied them up.
And then after he went in the water, you guys came back home. Did you go back home and get the rope and stuff?
Yes.
So when did you pull the hard drive out of the DVD player?
Sunday morning.
About what time? After you got back home?
After we got back home.
From the river?
Yeah, she fell asleep, and I sat there and fell asleep, woke back up at 8 o'clock. So between 8 or 9 is when it stopped.
Is that when you pulled the hard drive?
Yes.
So between 8 and 9
a.m.
you pulled the hard drive.
From everything Hamilton has been saying, it sounds like actions kept escalating over a period of a few days. This was apparently normal behavior and a cycle that likely would have continued had the boy survived.
And then you guys came to the PD, came down to the PD Sunday at about, that was like 10:30 maybe?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Well, your coffee is so good. You want some more? Yeah, I'm gonna grab you some more, and I've got to go. I've actually got to make a call about another case. But I'll be right back. All right.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. So before I forget. So your DVR.
Yes.
So is there a password on that to be able to play back what's on it now?
The year my stepdaughter was born.
What is that?
2002.
2002. That's the admin password.
Yes.
And do you just leave admin up there And then you just put that password in, or do you have a username?
No username or nothing. It's just,
Okay.
you click on the playback for it, and then
It'll give you the option for password.
yes.
Gotcha. So is there an email attached to that?
No.
Okay. Is there an email registered with that at all? Because I started to do playback last night at your house, and it asks me for the phone number and for the email.
Mine might be, I don't remember.
You don't remember? What is your phone number? Tell me again.
513
513
203
203
4090
4090. And what?
All lowercase letters
For
the email.
oh, okay, good.
All lowercase letters.
Okay.
JAWS937 @gmail.com.
Is that the email that's registered on that phone?
Yes.
So,
That's the only email I got.
I think I asked you again. Is that phone locked? Does it have a pattern or?
So far, everything Hamilton has said adds up. Still, it would be nice to have recorded evidence to confirm these details.
Combination lock?
Swipe.
Okay. Does Brittany's phone have a lock on it?
Should not, that I know of, but she might have put one on it. I have no idea.
Right. Do you have the secret box or anything like that on your phone?
No.
Okay.
What's that?
It's an app that you can hide pictures or whatever and passwords for other shit. Where's the key at to that garage?
Home with my keys.
Where are those at?
Whatever y'all done with them, I left them at home on the table there that day.
Okay.
I told Rick I hung them up there. I told Rick and showed him. I said, here's the key to lock the door.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, literally, sir, I'll put it on my mom's grave. You take me over here, I'll go in, I'll hand you everything.
Okay.
Everything. No problem.
Sure.
No argument. No nothing.
So,
every bit of it.
So, for the bedrooms, so you go upstairs. I know it's kind of hard to see. You go upstairs there, okay? And straight in this room, this is what you call the front bedroom, right? So, there's a bedroom over here.
When you get up the steps, you come this way, and there's a bedroom right in there.
Okay, kind of like that.
Yeah, but this front one's more, you know what I mean?
It goes all the way out.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and the door's there.
Yep.
Right here's there's a door.
Yep.
So there's a weird little closet bedroom thing.
There's another bedroom here, and then
off this bedroom.
Yes.
So you go in there, and there's another. Again, like you said,
and then there's another. Well, it goes all the way to the steps.
Sure.
Then there's another wall here.
Another wall there with a door, like right there.
Yes, and that's that big walk-in closet.
Okay. So where? Tell me this. When you took James upstairs, where did you lay him?
When he came back in with his mother?
Yes, after they got back from restaurant.
This is a window over here. Window up front here somewhere too.
Yeah.
And I'll lay them right in here somewhere.
Right in here. So let me write it on here. James after restaurant. Right here. Now, where is the closet at where the kids were hogtied?
You got a little like step out here. That's the chimney fireplace, I believe. Then there's there's like a closet right behind there, right in there.
So, right in here is where the kids were. I'm just going to put where the kids were here. Okay. So, in that garage over on, is it Logan?
Yes.
So, in the garage, we're going to do it like that. It's kind of split in the middle.
No, it's wide open.
It's wide open. Okay, let's take that out. Start over again. So,
there is two garage
doors, one there, and then there's a man door right there. Where are
always
the glasses? You go through the
main door. Over on this garage door, there's a C-clamp.
Mm-hmm.
That's holding that door shut also with the
Yeah,
lock.
yeah.
You go in, right over here in this corner, there's a white 5-gallon bucket that's all over in it.
Okay, that's got the rope, the hard drives, and the glasses?
Yep, and
where are the guns at?
The gun, the rifle's laying across here, and then there's my camera security system that's on.
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton is more than willing to tell the detective where everything is, so it is unlikely that he is hiding anything. It is likely that he is hoping his cooperation earns him a deal for a lighter sentence.
The rest of them's in that box.
Are there any hard drives in there, any base units, or just cameras?
What do you mean by base unit?
The DVR that all the cameras plug into.
I'm not understanding, sir.
You got cameras. There's wires that go into the box, a control box. You're saying there's the rest of the security system. Is it just extra cameras? Or
no, it was my empty box from
the empty box from all this stuff.
Yeah, from all the cameras and the wires
right.
and all of that already. And that's where all the two pistols is there.
Okay, I got you.
So literally, once again, I'll hand you everything.
Okay, cool. But everything's right there. Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to cooperate as much.
Oh yeah, and like you said, I greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really need right now. No, I'm not going to ask you that. Did Brittany ever come right out and tell you how James died?
Like I was telling you last night, one minute she told me they all got out, went into that porta potty there at Rush Run.
Mm-hmm.
She was supposed to have left. Told me that James came out chasing after her, tripped and fell.
Mm-hmm.
The next story I got is that he was in there. James had a hold of the door handle of the van, and she took off. And I mean, I literally don't know exactly how it happened.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I have no indication to believe you were there. But
once you get that hard drive and you check it, sir, right there, prove to you I was
that you were. Okay.
I mean, literally, let me go get that hard drive. As soon as y'all get that, as soon as y'all get the whole truth.
Okay. So if I want to view that hard drive that's in the box, not in the unit, in the box, do I have to put that back in the unit, or can I view it directly off that, or do you even know?
I don't know.
You don't know.
While the detective tries to get every possible detail, he does indicate that he doesn't believe Hamilton was present at the time of death. This is something that Hamilton is eager to prove, and later, the evidence will support his claims.
I know there's two wires that plugs into it.
So you took where did you get the hard drives at?
Where did I buy them at? Because when I first bought the system, it was about, let's see here, back when I reported my quad that got stolen,
Mhm.
I bought them about a month after that.
Mhm.
That's been like 7 years ago now.
So you bought
I bought one then. It's a fatter one. Well, my DVR system started acting up, cutting in and out, cutting in and out, cutting in and out, in and out, and
It was getting full.
I went and bought a new hard drive. There ain't nothing on that one. When you check that one in the thicker box, you get maybe a half hour from Sunday morning before, well, she said, that's recorded now. That ain't messed up like it was before.
Right.
What are we going to do?
So how many times did you change the hard drive in your unit?
Just once.
Just once, okay.
But when I thought that one went bad, I went and bought another one. Best Buy's where I bought them at.
How long ago? 7 years?
The first one, yeah,
Yeah, where'd you get the other one?
Best Buy. And that was probably about a year and a half ago now.
So you got one
Well,
7
no.
years ago and you got one a year and a half ago.
No,
Back.
it ain't been that long neither. It's probably been about 8 months now.
Okay.
Well, right before me and her got together and moved out of 1229 there.
Okay, cool.
The detective asks about the hard drives, trying to find out how many will have to be retrieved and processed.
About 5 months before that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to see what I can do about getting you back, and we'll kind of go from there and see how everything falls. It's very important, if you decide you want to talk with me or Hoover, get with one of the COs, let them know you want to talk to us. And if you remember anything that you think's pertinent, whatever.
I mean, I've told you everything I know now, so
Okay.
everything.
Awesome. Good deal.
I mean, if you got any more questions, actually, I'll tell you.
All right. Well, hang tight, and I'll be right back, sir. How we doing?
All right. McIntosh.
Yes, sir.
When she did carry him home, brought back in that morning, he did have one shoe off. His hat was not off.
So he did have a hat on when he left.
Yes.
So, okay. So he was missing a shoe.
Well, she did put the shoe back on him.
Oh, okay. It was in the van.
Yeah, when she carried him in,
Yes.
there was no shoe on him. His glasses was missing, and his hat.
So where was that stuff? In the van?
The glasses got left in the van. I seen them in the van. His hat and his shoes she came carrying in with him. And she put it back on him and shoved the hat in his one coat pocket.
So, okay. So he had the hat in his pocket.
Well, his hat, if I ain't mistaken, when they left that night, the hat was on him.
Okay, but I'm saying you said you saw her stuff the hat back in his pocket.
When he came back in.
So, to the best of your knowledge, that baseball hat.
Well, it was Collie, I guess you're calling
Oh,
it.
like a toboggan.
Yeah.
The toboggan was in his pocket when
Yes.
he went in the water.
Yes.
And he had both shoes on,
Yes.
and they were black shoes,
Black and white.
black and white shoes.
After being left alone to think, Hamilton comes up with a few minor details. They will not add much to the case, but they might be somewhat useful if these items appear during the search of the river and surrounding banks.
But
So-
when she carried him in that night, he only had one shoe on. Missing his glasses, and the hat was off.
So did he look dirty at all when she brought him back in?
What do you mean by dirty?
I mean, like, did he look like he had fell down? Did he look like he had been in the water?
The only thing I seen on him when he came in was that big spot right here on his head, like he fell and hit.
Was there any doubt in your mind he was dead?
No, none at all, sir.
Okay.
And when she brought him in, I seen him, I knew he was life with the CCA.
So,
I mean, I even asked her, why didn't you just go ahead and call the police then? I mean, literally, she would call the police then and just told them that she stopped and was using the bathroom and he tripped and fell.
well, so we asked her that too. We asked her that a couple of times. Why didn't you call the police?
I mean, I don't care. Did you actually watch it, then turn around and come back home? I told
Well,
her to even, because I'm still wondering that myself. I told her that 3 times.
she's saying you told her to take him out there and leave him in the woods, is what she's saying. And she's actually, right now, she's taking a polygraph test to see if her statement is accurate about what...
I mean, I kept telling her she needed to do something with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly, but you need to do something with them all.
Because you gave her directions to rush run to the lake.
Well, I told her rush run.
Mm-hmm. And then you gave her directions, told her to look up the lake.
I told her to stop.
And and your instructions were to leave them there and not come back.
No, that was not.
Well, we're going to know whenever she takes polygraph test.
Why would I have her leave them there?
I have no idea.
Other times we went and done that.
Mm-hmm.
Turn around.
I mean, do what?
There was 2 other times.
2 other times. And I think you told me, but when was that? How long ago was that?
One time was probably 5 months, 6 months ago. One
Mm-hmm.
time was about 4 months ago, 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we just turn around, go get back here and pick them up.
Did you guys always do it at night?
Yes.
Because, you know, it's pretty busy over there.
But I never once instructed her to leave them. I did tell her that you need to do something with them,
Mm-hmm.
get a grip on them, do something with them.
Well, I just got on the phone with some guys from Preble County, some detectives that are involved with the dive teams and a river rescue team. And they're telling me, now these guys know about all this shit, water rift and drag and all that bullshit I don't know anything about.
Me neither.
But they're telling me if your story is absolutely accurate, in a day or 2 they'll find him. They're telling me, they just told me on the phone
I really hope so.
that they have no doubt in my mind. So with that being said, if they are that sure that they're going to find him, do you have any doubt we're going to find him?
No, I hope and pray you are too, for real, I really do.
Because I told them about the stone, told them about how he was tied, and like I said, they've already dropped some kind of sensor bullshit down in the water, and you know, they keep track of all the water speeds, actually about 200 yards upstream from there anyway, just because, you know, they do it randomly anyway throughout rivers. You know enough about water and waterways to know that. I can tell that already. But so they told me that they are convinced that within 2 days, 48 hours, that they're going to be able to find him. With that being said, we've already discussed the water temperature, the preservation. It's kind of like being in a little deep freezer.
Yeah.
And so when we pull him out, is, in your opinion, a pathologist, a coroner, a whatever, going to be able to determine a large number of bruising to his body before he was killed?
Yes. From me and her.
Okay. What was that about?
Whooping his ass.
Okay. Where all are we going to find bruises?
His backside, his back,
Mm-hmm.
on his ribs, on his legs. And like that was me and her, not just me.
So what was he whooped with?
Most times she'd pick up a belt and whoop him. Sometimes it'd be with our hands.
Mm-hmm.
innumerable things. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
nothing was working, sir.
So, and are they in foster care? They've been totally taken out. They've been totally taken out of the equation. They're not even with relatives right now. We're going to get them forensically interviewed. That's basically kind of a medical interview by professional people that have got time and effort and energy to make kids a lot more comfortable than I do talking to them. I mean, my God, they even bring a golden retriever in the room that lays in their laps while they do that.
They have been whooped, yes, they have been beat, me and her both.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, like,
got like a little black eye, it kind of looks like to me.
that was from her mother smacking her in her eye.
When was it?
About a week ago now.
Mm-hmm. What was that over?
I don't really recall, sir.
Okay.
Her lying down.
What's the worst thing you've ever done to any of those kids?
Punched him.
Punched them. Which one did you punch last?
James.
James. Where did you punch him at?
On his side of that.
On the side right there.
He stood that little kick out right there by the couch.
Mm-hmm.
He went into the house.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couch. He stood right there in that corner.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, he just keep messing up. He's messing up. I'll yell at him, say something to him. He'd keep it up. I'll just reach over and just very tap him.
Yeah, but it left bruises?
There was a few times it got a little harder.
Sure.
And I kept telling him, man, just straighten up. Just keep listening. Be good. You'll be out of that corner. I'm there for about 2 months, month and a half. He was good as gold. Not in the corner, nothing.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he just flipped, started acting up again.
When was the last time you punched? You said or James? Okay. Which one? I'm sorry. Let me back up. Which one was standing in the corner by the kick out?
James.
That was James. How long ago was that?
About 4 days ago, 5 days ago.
4 days ago. Did he cry?
No, not really. I mean, he did a little bit, and I tried it up, and he was basically like he didn't care, right back to acting up and that. I mean, I literally tried to refrain from hitting on them.
Mm-hmm.
You can get in touch with Priscilla Farley. That's her. There was.
When was the last time you punched?
Probably a month and a half now.
What about
About the same time as. I mean,
where'd you punch?
His legs.
His legs?
Yes.
So you just punched in the legs?
Yeah.
How many times do you think you hit him?
4 or 5 times.
And does he have bruises?
No.
Did
I know of.
Did he get any bruises from that time?
No.
What about, when was the last time you punched her?
About 4 or 5 months ago. 3 months ago.
Where did
like
she
that.
get punched at?
Her legs, her sides.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
She have bruises? She's light skinned, so.
no, she never got no bruises.
A sign that this is habitual is the fact that Hamilton struck them in places where bruises were less likely to show.
So is that why you didn't want Brittany to call the police? You were worried about the bruises on them?
No, not really, sir. I'd much rather.
I mean, it would make sense if you did.
I'd much rather go to jail for child abuse than what I'm facing now, sir.
Mm. Well, now you would.
Even
But back then, initially, whenever she first brought him home.
I've told them 4 or 5 times. I've told her, I said, go your own way. Find somewhere to go with these kids. It's not going to work.
Mm.
She kept insisting on standing there with me.
But the kids were a huge divider for you and Brittany. To be happy, basically?
Yes, sir.
You know, with Brittany, okay, does Brittany have any mental health problems as far as, I mean, everybody's got a little bit of anxiety Everybody's got a little bit of ADHD. I'm saying, does she have any kind of like developmental issue where, I mean, I talk to Brittany a lot. Brittany's smart.
I seem to think she did, yeah, because, I mean, like you said, one minute she'll be on this, and then she bounces somewhere else.
Well, but that's not necessarily somebody that's learning, that has a learning disability or developmentally delayed. That's somebody that's working to cover their ass. And so that kind of shows intelligence to me. So with that being said, you suggest to Brittany that if the kids weren't here, if you took the kids out and left them to run and let whatever happened to them happen to them, you didn't make her do that.
No, sir, I never held no knife to her, never, nothing like that.
So just because you make a suggestion, if I walk out here and tell somebody in the street, hey, I think you ought to go rob that bank, and they go do it, is that on me? If they're not...
I don't really know how that would work by law, sir.
Well, it's not. See, the thing I'm getting at here is I think you're trying, for the most part, to be honest. And we're going to know once Brittany takes polygraph test whether or not she's being truthful about you saying, just take the kids out and leave them at Rush Run and don't, just wait, and don't go back. I want to make sure that if you said that to her, but she did it on her own and you stayed at home and you didn't have any part in her leaving the kids out there, and like I'm saying, leaving them supposedly permanently, okay? That, you're still at home. You weren't in the car when that happened, were you?
I'm sorry.
So, I'm still working hard to line up everyone's story. She's taken a polygraph test. I think she's going to pass that question. Did James tell you to take the kids to Rush Run and leave them permanently? I think she's going to pass that.
I told her to do something with them.
Right. And what did you mean by something?
Whatever. Like I told you, I've had her call the state, see if we can put them in jail.
But you gave her directions to Rush Run.
I told her how to get there.
I
gave her the name of the place.
And that's what I mean.
And if you look at her phone,
she looked it up on the Google
a couple times before.
Mm-hmm.
We've been out there.
When she left, and after you told her leave the kids at Rush Run, you expected her to come home by herself?
No, I was not, sir.
Okay.
And I wasn't expecting her to come home like she did.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I loved them kids like that. It was my own. I was trying to give them what was best for them.
Right. Okay. Hold tight.
Hamilton tries to make the emotional plea that he loved the children as his own. But in light of how he treated them, that falls rather flat.
Hold tight. I'll be right back.
Like I said, put me on like there's tests too. I want to take one.
So, I mean, again, I've tried to be as honest with you as I can. So, Brittany's taking the test right now.
Okay, can
So-
you make sure one of the questions she gets asked,
Mhm.
did James tell you to bring them kids back?
Okay, yes.
Just to turn around and come
Yes,
back.
before, okay, let me clarify, before or after she told you that little James was
That
dead?
was before.
Okay, okay, I will, I promise.
She called me, okay?
Right.
She called me from up there, told me I'm at the wrong place, there's
Mhm.
buildings here.
Mm-hmm,
I said, well, just turn your ass around and come the fuck back home.
mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to drop them off somewhere, I'm done with them, kept insisting on it. And I said, just turn your ass around, bring them fucking kids and you back home.
So, I will get them to ask her, it's really stupid, because you gotta be asked a certain way, but basically, before James died, did Big James tell you to turn around and get back home with the kids?
Told her twice.
Okay. So, what they just got done asking her was exactly what she told you how she thinks James died. She's saying that she told you how she thinks he died.
She ain't never once told me how she thinks he died.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, 1 minute they all three was in the bathroom there together.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells me James was chasing after her.
Okay.
And then she tells me James had to hold up the door handle on the van. My assumption is he had a hold of that door handle. She went to take off out of there.
Sure.
And jerked him down.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
But she never told you, I think I ran over him. She never told you.
I asked her 3 or 4
She never said I got mad because he wouldn't get out of the van.
No.
She never told you any of that.
No, sir.
You're saying she gave you a couple of different stories.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fair.
The detective is trying to imply that Gosney is throwing him under the bus, which is a common tactic to get suspects to turn on one another. In this case, Hamilton is already doing everything he can to keep the blame focused on her, so it probably will not affect his story much.
No, I mean, put me on polygraph test,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
I mean, I told you, I guess.
Would you like to take one?
I will. I'm willing to, yes.
Okay. My only other thing is, so you guys, unhog time, I don't know if there's a better word for that or not. You guys take the ropes off of them and you guys take the ropes off of him and off of them, and they're still acting up, and that's whenever you go and get in that's whenever they wind up leaving and you stay at home.
Yes.
Why did you not go with her?
I just changed my mind, told her no, I wasn't going.
Mm-hmm. So initially,
And I had no part in it.
Right. So initially you were going to go.
Yes, sir.
So
Beginning, I was initially going to go, and told another mine I'm staying home. I said, I suggest you do the same, and I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm. And so at that point, where did you think they were going?
I had no idea, sir.
Yeah, you did, Bud.
Mm-hmm.
You knew exactly
I
where they were going.
I told her fucking do something with. She
Sure.
told me she was taking them to Rush Road. She looked it up on her phone the day before. When she pulled it up, I guess it took her to the wrong place, and that's when she called me, and I told her, well, just turn around and come back home with them kids.
So you just told me that you thought she was going to go to a relative's house and drop them off.
I was hoping
And you were going to go, but then you just said, out of your mouth right here, you just said you didn't go because you didn't want no part of that.
I didn't want no part of that.
I just said, and we've been talking about it, she just asked that question, that you told her to take them to Rush Run and leave them. She just passed that question. And this is one of these things, and we talked about this way early on in our conversation.
I may have told her to leave them, sir, but I don't recall. I told her to fucking do something with them.
And what was her plan?
I have no idea what her plan was.
Yes, you do, bud. You do. You're not fucking us.
No.
Put me on life.
You're fucking yourself. I'm going to. But you're fucking yourself. Because the first thing the judge is going to ask is, was he honest with you about what he knew, what he didn't know? And I'm going to say, hell no, he wasn't honest with me. I can prove it.
I knew she was headed out to Rush Run with them. That's the last place she looked up.
And she was going to leave them there.
Yes.
Okay. And what else was going to happen while she was out there? She's already talked. She's already in there talking.
Was she talking about putting them in the lake? What was she talking about?
Like I told you already. 1 minute she left all three in the bathroom. 1 minute James was chasing after her. 1 minute James had a hold of the door handle.
Okay, that's what she's saying happened. What was the plan when she left Crawford Street? You knew what was going to happen.
She was supposed to have took him out there and left him, sir. When she got out there, she called me and told me she's at the wrong place. I told her twice on the phone then to turn around, bring him back home.
Why the change of heart?
Because I didn't want nothing bad to happen to these kids. Sir.
Because you expected her to go out there and do something worse.
No, that was not what I was expecting, sir. Like I told you before, we took him out there 2 other times, dropped him off, turned him home, went right back and picked him up.
Why now? You've successfully gave them this scare tactic twice, right?
Yes, sir.
According to you. So why are you now suddenly going to decide, I don't want to do it right now. I don't want to do it tonight for whatever reason. She's already told us, and she's told us what you know. We don't need to put you on a polygraph because she's just fucking passed it. But right here, right now, I told you, this is messy enough. I don't like any loose ends. It doesn't change the fact you weren't out there with her, were you?
No, sir.
So, you tell me right now, what was the plan when she left Crawford Street that once she got out there, you got cold feet about? Supposedly told her to come back. What did she tell you she was going to do with those 3 kids when she left Crawford?
One of the things she told me she was going to do with them was drop them off, sir, and I swear to God on that.
What did she tell you? How did James get killed?
I never got a straight out story.
No. Eventually, there's no way in hell that she didn't tell you, okay, this is what happened.
They've teamed up to put the pressure on Hamilton. They believe he might be trying to hide the fact that he instructed Gosney to abandon the children. But it is also entirely possible that she attributed a different meaning to his words. Passing the polygraph only means she believes what she was saying, if, in fact, she did pass, which could be a lie to scare Hamilton.
I asked her 4 or 5 times, did you run him over? No, I did not run him over. No, I did not run him over. That was my first instinct. I kept asking her, did you run the boy over?
She's going to testify. She's going to get convicted, but she's going to testify that you knew more than what you're telling us. That's what we're trying to help you out with. Okay, I can't.
She did this. You didn't.
All
I want to know is what she told you she was going to do with them kids. That's it. Because it doesn't make sense.
All she told me she was going to do with them kids was drop them off, sir. That's all I was.
With hopes of what?
Hopes of, I don't know, sir.
Hoping they would freeze to death?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You totally know.
No,
and you see it again. I told you, the only thing you got right now is to be honest. That's it. That's all you got. She's there singing like a fucking bird because she knows she's fucked. She's got nothing to lose. When we drove her down to the river yesterday, the only thing she kept talking about in the back of that car. Well, I'm not the only one getting in trouble, am I? I'm not the only one getting in trouble. He needs to get in trouble too. And I will swear on anything that she said that I'm not fucking with you. Whenever we go to trial and you listen to our recording of us driving down there, you're going to hear her saying that shit over and over and over again. And for whatever reason, you won't give us this 1/2 second of truth as to what.
To give you it, sir. She never told me what her intentions was with them when she got out there. Never, sir.
Then what did you think was so bad that you all of a sudden told her to get her ass back home? What was in your mind that was going to happen?
That she was going to do something stupid.
Like what?
And wind up killing one of them kids. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know exactly like what.
Why'd she pick James? Why'd she pick James to kill?
I have no idea, sir. I mean, Louis Hutcherson is his father. Mm-hmm. She's always went around saying, you remind me just like your dad, blah, 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 blah. I mean, all these
How do you know Louis?
He is my brother-in-law by marriage.
Right.
I mean, literally, there's a couple of times Sarah Woods, my stepdaughter, that I raised with Priscilla Farley, there's a couple of times I whooped her ass. Other than that, I mean, I gave that kid the best life I could.
What happened to Brittany's other daughter in Kentucky?
What I know is she was took when Brittany was supposed to have been raped when she was younger, and that her daughter was took from her.
Was that her daughter from the rape?
I believe so. That's what she told me, yes.
Dude, we're pretty much done talking to you. You kind of backed yourself into a corner, and prosecutors don't love that. So, we're trying to give you a chance to be 100% honest with us about what she told us. Now, she told you exactly how James died. Exactly. And you're pussyfooting around that for whatever reason.
I'm not pussyfooting around. Put me on life detective station. Ask me that same question.
She's already passed. She's
She
already
has
passed.
not ever told me exactly how James died.
But she told you exactly what your all's plan was, intentions for those boys going out there.
Dropping them off and leaving them.
It's not what she said, it's not what she passed. So.
That's all my intentions was, sir. My intentions was never to harm them.
What was hers?
I have no idea what hers was, sir. I had no idea. I swear to God, I don't have one.
Hamilton refuses to change his story, and without any other evidence to support their theory, it will be hard to definitely prove that he knew what was going to happen.
That's a search warrant. I'm going to swab the inside of your mouth. Okay.
So dry. I didn't want to get everything.
That's your copy. All right, so you're going to go upstairs here in a little bit to be arraigned. If you want to talk to us, you'll have to send us a kite. We're not going to pull you back
Are
out.
you still going to allow me to get a couple phone numbers out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are right.
Someone.
So, just so I'm clear, you were talking about a long time. Can you, just like said, you're on your stomach.
Have them lay down like this. Tied their hands first, and then feet.
Is that why there's hangman's knots on that rope in the garage?
No, I just put them in there. The one where it's real long, still kind of wrapped up real neat in that, that one I left on there, I was going to hang her one teddy bear, that big unicorn that you seen in the front room there. Just going to hang it from the ceiling.
So the rope that the kids were actually tied up, is that in the trash can?
The one piece they was originally tied up with is over there in the storage that you all got now, the one with one noose in it. No, the noose was not used on the kids.
But that rope was used the whole time. So is there 3 pieces there? Did you tie them all together?
That one rope there was used. There's one rope that's in the garbage can.
In the bag that was just taken out?
Yes. And then the other one's on Brown James.
Okay, that was, so one of the ropes that kids were all tied with is actually wrapped around James?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, very much.
James Hamilton pleaded guilty in August to gross abuse of a corpse, kidnapping, and 2 counts of endangering children. The maximum sentence for the charges was 19 years in prison. Brittany Gosney pleaded guilty to killing her son and attempting to abandon 2 of her other children in a park, and was sentenced to a minimum of 21 years in prison. Nearly 2 years later, the body of James Hutchinson has yet to be recovered. If you enjoyed this video and want to support me further, there's a Patreon link in the description where you can do just that. Thank you for watching. Stay safe.